A little bit about variables in Python, how to create them, how to use them. So for example, if I wanted to have a program that printed out a message, something along the lines of you were born in the year, and then add that year in, I could store that in what's called a variable. So say I were to say birth year here. Now, birth year is a reference to some other piece of information. It's a variable. It's a name for that information, as opposed to this text here, which is a string literal, meaning I want to literally print out you were born in the year, but then I want to print out also the information associated with birth year. So I could go above this line and say the value birth year is equal to, let's say, 2001. Now, if I were to run this program, I'm going to print out the message, you were born in the year, birth year 2001. That extra space isn't necessary. Try running it again, it might look nicer. There we go. So this is saying you were born in the year and then birth year. Now, if I were to put birth year in quotes, even whether single or double, I'm now indicating I want to literally print the word birth year, and when I run this, it's no longer going to refer to that information. So in whatever IDE you're using, the color of the text in your IDE will usually indicate whether you're dealing with a string literal, a variable, a value, a reserved word. So try to pay attention to those colors. It might help. But let's go back to this. Variables actually provide a whole lot more utility than simply holding a piece of information there. Because what we might do is, rather than just enter what our birth year is, we could say that our birth year is equal to the current year minus my age, and then take my age as 17 and the current year as, let's say, 2018, and actually do a little bit of math with variables. So they allow us to store information. Variables also allow us to perform operations with information and not having to do it directly to the numbers, and then store the result of those operations so that they can be used later. So now if I run this program, it'll still tell me I was born in 2001, but nowhere in my code am I actually typing in that value. It's being calculated for me. Now, this is a very, very simple example, but if you think about any game you've ever played, any program that you've ever used, all kinds of information is stored inside those programs that are relevant for the operation of the game. For example, the number of lives that you have left. So instead of my age equals 17, it might be number of lives equals 3. And every time you lose a life, that variable decreases. And when that variable gets to 0, the game ends. So variables are the mechanism by which computers store and refer to information that is important. Hope that helps, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.